All right, story number two. Story number two, directly connected to story number one. Directly connected to story number one. Now, as we talked about in the first block, Young Thug's a free man. Young Thug is a free man after 2.5 years sitting down. He was granted 15 years probation by Judge Whitaker. And it's one of the craziest cases I think people will ever see. Definitely the longest case in Georgia state history. And it all ended up with Thug getting 15 years probation. Great news for Young Thug. Terrible news if you're the, the Atlanta DA, Fannie Willis, and team. That was just straight awful for them. And so Thug is out. Thug is out. Now, Young Thug actually, well, he's been in the news all for the past 2 years. This case was crazy, you know. But as it pertains to this greatest rap beef, Drake versus Kendrick, Rap Avengers versus Drake, Young Thug actually made the news a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. A week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I actually didn't cover this on this channel, but he tweeted. He tweeted out and he said, Drake, Future, Metro Boomin, we all brothers. Music ain't the same without us collaborating. Music ain't the same without us collaborating. So he went on Twitter and let the world know that he wanted Drake and Future to squash the beef. They all got to work together. They all got to put out joints together. They've made great songs together over the years. This is probably the first public olive branch that I've seen from someone of weight and stature in Atlanta towards Drake. If I'm wrong, let me know. But this is definitely, I don't know anybody bigger than Thug who's not named Future in Atlanta. So him doing that was a big deal. That was a really big deal for him putting this tweet up. And so Thug, as we just covered, Thug was released from custody. He's released. He's out now. Young Thug is out now. And so speculation is like, okay, well, what's going to happen? Well, today, Elliott Wilson, in my opinion, undoubtedly on the Mount Rushmore of rap journalists. Undoubtedly, right? It's Elliott Wilson and 3 other people. Okay, I have my 3, but Elliott Wilson is on the Mount Rushmore of hip-hop journalism, right? They released a clip from The Bigger Picture of Elliott Wilson saying he has it on good authority that Future and Drake have reconciled. Let's take a look what Elliott says.
Drake and Future gotten on the phone and they resolved their difference. Wait.
Drake and Future got on the phone and resolved their differences. This is what Elliott's saying. I mean, it was just 2 weeks ago we saw this. Drake, Future, Metro Boomin, we all brothers. Music ain't the same without us collaborating. It was just yesterday we saw Thug in court, and it was just today, actually. Today, Thug was actually released. Actually released today. And then we have Elliott Wilson saying this. So let's see what else he has to say.
Drake and Future gotten on the phone and they resolved their difference. Wait.
Drake and Future got on the phone, resolved their differences. 1 second applause.
Drake and Future.
What a time to be alive. We're back.
A good authority. Drake and Future have at least gotten on the phone and resolved their differences.
At least gotten on the phone and resolved their differences. 1 second applause. I love a peaceful resolution. Now, it's interesting because I don't really feel like Drake ever really had smoke for Future throughout this battle in the first place. I mean, he comes very close to basically apologizing to Future. I take it as an apology on Family Matters. He said, me and Pluto, and he said, what did he say? The shit with Future make me sick to my stomach. We ain't never really been through it. I mean, Future and Metro Boomin made 2 albums dissing Drake. So whatever he meant by we ain't never really been through it, I'm not sure. I just know that they were really upset to give Drake a double album worth of We Don't Trust You, right? But Drake never really had smoke for Future on any of the tracks. I mean, he had a lot of smoke for Metro, Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums, nigga. Leland Wayne is a fucking lame, so I know he had to be the influence. Drake, he definitely got smoke for Metro, but he never seemed to really have any smoke for Future. Never really had any smoke for Future, at least not in any of the tracks. Said they'd never really been through it, which resonates kind of funny considering that's 2 albums, okay? I don't know how much influence Metro has. I'm sure he has a lot on his own as well, but 2 albums, that's Future's label. So Elliott says they resolved their differences. They got on the phone and resolved their differences. Let's see what else Elliott has to say.
So I don't know what that means. Obviously, we saw Young Thug. I mean, not Young Thug. Yeah, Young Thug. From prison, incarcerated, put out the energy of, hey, guys, let's get it back going. So I think that helped the energy when Future reposted it.
Yeah.
So I know they did all that.
Reacher, yeah, that's right. That is right. Future reposted that. So Future was like, okay, bet, People took that as a positive thing. They took that as a positive thing there.
Yeah.
So I know they did. All I can really say is they got on the phone and whatever seemed to be the issues, they seem to come to a place of resolving that. Metro not included.
Metro not included. Oh, I don't know. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where you taking us, Elliott. Where you taking us now?
There's no trust there still with Metro, but I do believe that Drake and Future are back on the same page. What the reveal will be, I don't know, but probably with the music, I would think, when it's time. Like, do we get a Drake party album? Does Drake come out with a single with Future? Does Future come out with Future? I didn't get another Future album. He's crazy. He might do another album. You never know. So I think he comes back out through the music, but I think it's very interesting that, the guy was part of this trust movement, trust you, still don't trust you. But, obviously we know Drake and Future have so much history. Drake obviously was one saying he didn't really know. We never really met you. He got the likes of all the taps of all the V20. So it makes sense in some capacity. But yeah, all I know is that I can say with my chest, and people may deny it, but I heard very clearly that they got on the phone at least, and they're in a different place. Drake and Future. So
I love to hear that.
One second, that's crazy. 1 second applause to Elliott Wilson for reporting that. Now, look, I'm happy if they've resolved their differences. I think that's really dope. This whole thing raises a lot of questions. Like, I have a lot of questions at this being reported this way. One, here's my initial reaction. One, my man said,
Metro not included.
Metro not included. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know how that looks. Like, I mean, Metro is signed to Future. Metro signed to Future. That's Future's artist. What does Future and Drake reconciling and Metro not included even look like? Like, what kind of tension would that cause between Future and Metro potentially? I mean, it's an initial question I have. You know what I mean? Like, that just sounds very, very, that's a very interesting thing to include in that report. Metro not included. That to me makes it, I mean, I'd be shocked if that came from Future's side. I'd be shocked if that came from anywhere around free bands. Anything, I just can't see it. They are very tight shop over there. Future doesn't do interviews, almost never does interviews. He made an album called We Don't Trust You. Future don't trust the press. Okay, they're very controlled in their messaging. Very controlled over there. I can't see Future reconciling his relationship with Drake at the expense of Metro Boomin, because that's what that would feel like. I mean, Metro, they definitely have friction, the tweeters and deleters. Metro's been going through a lot. Lately. He has a very unfortunate case that he's fighting right now. He's got all kinds of jokes being made about him. Metro got a weird case. Why is he around? It's been floating around the internet since this headline showed up. Hip-hop producer Metro Boomin is accused of R in a lawsuit. Like, Metro not included? What's the date on this article? October 30th? This is 2 days ago? This headline hits. 2 days later, Metro not included? What does that even... That's wild. That's a wild series of events. Metro, his mom. He lost his mom in a murder-suicide. You know what I mean? Like, he's having a phenomenal year, all things considered. We just watched him on the Forbes panel truthfully downplaying the seriousness of this beef. You know, Metro not included. What's that? What did he say that? Let me make sure I heard that right. Let me see this.
Metro not included.
Metro not included. That's wild. I mean, I'm happy if Drake and Future resolve these things. I mean, definitely, I'm 100% someone who feels like reconciliation, peaceful reconciliation is a good thing. If both parties come together and they don't have any problems, that's great. But Metro not included. I don't know. I just can't see I can't see that coming from Future's side. I can't see that coming from Future's side. You know, I'd be very shocked if someone in Future's side was the source here. To me, that sounds more like something that might have come from OVO or from Drake's side, in my opinion. You know, and I say that because OVO and Drake, well, Drake at least, Drake definitely, he's way more public than Future is. He talks a lot more. I mean, Drake didn't diss Future in this beef. He didn't diss Future in this beef. Drake is, from my point of view, seemed like he's definitely been trying to make sure that at least his relationship with Future was okay. Whatever happened between them is a big, it must have really pissed Future off. Because again, Future made a double album. They made 2 albums about this dude. I don't see Future giving 2 albums worth of energy to anything other than Dirty Sprite. 1 second applause for Dirty Sprite 2, because that's fire. But like, this it just feels like something that might have come from the OVO side of things, especially leaking it, right? I understand that Thug has put this energy out there and wants everybody to collaborate. I mean, and today he's released. I mean, this is a great opportunity for Young Thug to bring 2 great collaborators he's had back together. It's also a great opportunity for Drake, because the day before, Young Thug tweeted, Drake, Future, and Metro Boomin, we all brothers. Music ain't the same without us collabing. The day before that, Drake posted, I ain't talking to talk, man. I really put bread on the books. 3 Jeff. He sent Thug money. He sent Thug money. Here's how DX described it. Drake has insisted that his public support for Young Thug in his long-running RICO trial is not just for clout. Posting a selfie on his Instagram stories on Thursday, October 10th, my bad, a week before that post came out, of himself wearing a hoodie and cap from Thugger's Spider clothing brand, Drizzy wrote, I ain't talking to talk. Man, I really put bread on the books, 3 Jeff, on the lawyer fees. Drizzy's comment suggests that he's been contributing money towards Young Thug's legal defense, something he's done before with controversial Toronto rapper Top 5. The 6th God is also seen in the photo flashing one of his trademark pouts, which he had jokingly blamed on inspiration he took from Joe Budden. Drake has been vocal in the support of Young Thug throughout his ongoing YSL RICO case. Earlier this year, Drizzy called out the trial's former judge, Earl Glanville, after the footage of Thug in jail talking with his girlfriend Mariah the Scientist leaked online. This got to be some form of jail misconduct. You're going to drag this talented man and then not be able to control your employees using his personal business for their own gain. Somebody benefited from this video even existing, and that's shameful. Whole case is a wash. Just free the guy, and let him come home and continue bringing light to Atlanta. Right? So he put money on the books. A week later, here's Young Thug saying, yo, we all got to collab. Thug's released today, and then today, Elliott Wilson says this.
Drake and Future gotten on the phone, and they resolved their difference.
And then, in that same statement, he says this.
Metro not included.
Metro not included. I mean, I feel like that probably came from OVO, right? And I think this is a big celebration for Young Thug, and I think that this is a big deal if they reconcile. I just think that this Metro not included bar that Elliott dropped, Metro not included, that is something I don't see coming out of Future side of things. I don't see that. That to me looks like that's something that came from the OVO side of things. And if that did come out of the OVO side of things, how is that now going to resonate with Future and Metro Boomin? Metro Boomin's got a lot going on right now. Metro Boomin just did 2 albums with Future aimed at Drake. So whatever Drake did to piss Future off is 2 albums worth of that. Okay, it's 2 album repercussion. Thug didn't show up until after Drake said he put money on his books. Thug could have said that at any point in time throughout this battle. I'm not saying that there's a one-to-one correlation. I'm saying this is just a series of events. And now there's a statement saying they've reconciled, Metro not included. That to me seems like, I hope that to me looks like something to look out for going forward, because if they really reconciled and they really said Metro not included, and Metro is not reconciling but Future is, I can't see that potentially not having a ripple effect within Future and Metro's relationship. Within free bands, a very private, very controlled organization. Very controlled. And another thing that stands out to me too is that the idea that Future needs Drake is something that we've heard quite a bit. I think their relationship has been mutually beneficial. Obviously, What a Time to Be Alive was a great album. But it's also been very beneficial for Drake. And I think there's a reason, obviously, why he's been very careful about how he talked about Future during this beef. And I think that Drake probably really did something significant for Future to dedicate 2 albums in that direction. And it would be very crazy for me to hear that Metro not included is coming from Future's side. And if it's coming from Drake's side, and really it is Metro not included, I'm very interested to see what the relationship between Future and Metro Boomin looks like going forward and the repercussions that potentially could have. So I don't know if this is the end of this story. I don't know if this triangle here is although I don't know if this is as clean as it's reported. But only time will tell. And hopefully the 2 did reconcile. You know, I'm always in support of a peaceful reconciliation. But this report from Elliott is raising more questions to me than answers. And they all revolve around Metro not included. Let me know what you think about all this. My name is Justin Hunt. Like, subscribe to the channel, follow at The Company Man on everything. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping in. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, dog, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes,